Yo, 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 yo.
Modern day masculine man, take one.
What makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't break you, or not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, Mitch.
What up, family? Do we got sound? Do we got good audio? That's the first question I gotta ask. I always had to ask that sound because we had a little audio problem in the past. So that's the first question. Family, do we got good audio? And if we do got good audio, I'm gonna go ahead and get to talking and get this shit going because we have a good show tonight. We have a good show. Oh. We're going to be talking about some real shit, some shit that people need to know, some shit that we didn't know, some shit that I've realized that there needs to be classes on marriage.
Definitely.
Not only there need to be classes on marriage, there need to be classes on marriage where people give real advice and real situations. Mm-hmm. Because we have been through a lot of stuff in our marriage that if somebody would have just taught us, yes, or told us, or if somebody would have just explained to us, this is how it goes. Let me turn this light on. Talk for a second. Let me turn this other light on.
Definitely. Like so many people I asked for just advice on things that, you know, I wanted to know, was I in my head, am I trying to be too perfect? Like it really minor things, right? And nobody had any feedback to give. Everybody was acting like they were always happy, first of all.
Yeah.
Everything was always good. And I'm like, it can't be so, you know, so I definitely wanted people to hear some real marriage advice.
Well, I give you a perfect example of something we were told in the beginning that I think that could help other people, right? Mm-hmm. Say, for example, this is what I mean when I say the simple stuff that could help you out. Mm-hmm. The whole idea of, let me move that back a little bit. That's my OCD kicking in because I was more back for myself. Okay. Yeah. So a perfect example of Pastor Andy used to say, don't have a TV in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And it makes so much sense not to have a TV in the bedroom because when you don't have a TV in the bedroom, you can't ignore each other. You can't sit there and act like everything is okay. Yeah. So if you don't have a TV in the bedroom, it's going to do two things. It's going to make y'all sit in the living room or talk it out. It's going to make y'all sit in the living room and watch TV together, and it's going to calm shit down, or y'all going to be in separate rooms. One going to be doing something in the living room, one going to be, but then by the time you get to the bedroom, it's like you kind of look stupid. So you kind of got to talk to each other, yeah. You know, like in a marriage or any relationship. We call this Marriage Mondays, but it's really, we're talking about relationships. So this, you don't have to be married for this. Mm-hmm. This is for any relationship. So say, for example, when you mad at each other, right? And you mad at each other and you could be in the room looking at your phone, laughing on something on Facebook. You could be looking at some shit, having a good time. And then when your mate walk in, you have to tense up. You have to keep acting mad. Mm-hmm. Ain't that dumb?
It is dumb.
But guess what? What if somebody would have told us early on, like I'm saying it now, how stupid that is, and could teach a class on these are the things that you're going to do to each other. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? What if somebody could have said, look, your wife is going to act this way. You're going to walk in the room. You're going to catch her smiling. She's going to do the vice versa, catch you smiling. And somebody needs to say, hey, let's cut this out. Let's have a real conversation. What if somebody would have told us that? What if somebody would have gave us a lot of the secrets to just getting along and knowing how things going to be. So I want to title this message. I want to say, from make me happy to be my foundation. Because that's really what's happening. That's really what's happening. Nobody tells the truth about it. A relationship starts off in a phase of make me happy. You've got somebody, and if you pick them, you've chosen them as a man, you've chosen a woman, or as a woman, you've allowed yourself to be chose, and you with this person. And now that you got your person, the whole concept of a relationship is we think, now that I got my person, this person's job is to make me happy. This person is going to do everything they need to do at any time I want them to do to make me happy, because this is my only person in the world. And this is my only source of happiness. This is my only resource. We're not talking about other men or women. We talking about you cut off your friends, cut off mama, auntie, stop going to Taco Tuesdays. People at the bowling alley forget about you. Y'all gain a little weight together, get fat together, and it's just y'all two. And then all of a sudden there's a honeymoon phase where, like any relationship, life and shit calms down and you kind of get used to each other, and you snore at night, or his feet scratch your feet, or you know what I'm saying? Now you fucking a nigga with the light on, or see him in the morning, he got hair on his nipples, or her titties lopsided, and these things kick in, and that initial things wear off, and you go from damn, this was great, to this ain't as great as it was. Because you start looking at this person like, make me happy. And we know don't nothing make us happy. You can get that brand new car you want, and after 3 weeks of driving that motherfucker, you busting blunts and dropping it on the ground. We go from relationships to just make me happy. That's your job. Make me happy. What you gonna do? What you got? What you gonna give me? Do you do my love language? Make me happy. So what happens is, I was telling Chris yesterday morning, what we consider the hard parts of our marriage are really just times where we couldn't get a motherfucker to do what we wanted to make us happy, whether we were right or wrong. You see what I'm saying? There were times in our marriage where I wanted you to just listen, and that would have made me happy. But I called it in my mind, man, this is a bad argument. This is a bad state. This is a rough patch. This is a rough period. She ain't listening like I want her to listen. She always got something to say. She always explaining her motherfucking self. And that's what humans do. Humans want to explain themselves. And I, as a man, biblically, and just growing up, I didn't want no woman to explain herself to me. And when I say explain herself, I don't mean rebuttal or explain herself. I mean, hey, you know, the sky's blue, and I think the sky's blue when the sun is yellow. And you say, well, I think the sky's green. And I'd be like, okay, well, you're wrong. I'm the man. What I said is what I said. But she want to keep fucking explaining and explaining and explaining. And I realized I just wanted her to stop explaining. And it took me a long time to realize she was just explaining, because that's what women do, because women associate being wrong with pride, and the opposite of pride is shame. So anytime a woman is wrong, she's just ashamed. I'm sad that you caught me slipping. I'm sad that you, like the situation when you come out the bathroom and you got some tissue on your ass or your dress, or you. Women just don't like to be wrong. And I wish somebody would have told me that, so I could have understand the explaining is just her not wanting to be wrong. And I would have took the explaining as a grain of salt and kind of just, yeah, you're right there. Now I realize why so many old men just say, yeah. But what do you think about that as far as you as a woman? And I want to get into some about me. As a woman, what if somebody would have told you, girl, you as a female, it has nothing to do with a man. You just ain't gonna never like to be wrong, put on the spot, or caught on the hot seat making a flaw? What if somebody would have told you that in a relationship? Or do you agree that's something that women, you know what I'm saying? Because I could be saying something now that's wrong in marriage. You know what I'm saying?
I think in general that people don't check shit that they don't care about. So it's never as big as it should be until you're in a relationship with someone who's like, you know, telling you about how they feel about something. And so, I mean, I guess in other situations, if it's not a big deal, you just wouldn't care. So when you say, well, if somebody else had told me that, women don't go to women and usually tell each other that because we don't be caring enough. You get what I'm saying? And then men, if they're not trying to wife you, they're not being real with you about even this type of situation. So you wouldn't even believe it. You wouldn't even believe it.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, and it's funny because I always say that before we get into the real meat of it, men will look at a young man and see that young man's flaws or see that young man's things that not quite on point. And I'll go to that young man and say, hey, young man, you got some stuff in you that's not quite on point. And the reason I can show it to you is because I flawed in this era. I fucked up in this way. I fucked my credit up. I got out here and did this. So you're saying women don't even go to other women and say to them,
I mean, not that I know. Huh?
Because I used to tell the teachers that I work with that were females, I say, y'all look at the young girls, and it's not that you jealous of their youth, you just don't choose to tell them the things that you need to tell them about where they fucking up at. And sometimes I used to think it was because of the pushback that you would get. But now I realize it's because the only way you don't get pushback is if you be vulnerable and explain where you fucked up. And that's the thing about women that I know. Because let me give you a quick example. Something as simple as with these eyelashes or edges. Things like this in 10 years where black women's vision is going to be fucked up and little girls going to be barely able to see because they eyelashes and they eyebrows, which is a real thing. I cut one of my eyebrows off as a bet and I couldn't see out of that eye. So what do you think about that? And why is that?
I had a nice thought about that. Okay, so women know that we try to do this. All women are acting the same, so we don't find the need to have to check it. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. Okay. You're asking why don't women give back the information to women, right?
That they know that they're going to go through, that they see dead in their life.
All doing the same thing still, so they don't find the need to check it. And why an older woman don't give back no real game to a younger woman is because, especially if she's single, she's going through the same things that this young woman is going through. And what really has messed up is that you don't see a difference between older and younger. We dress the same. We have their lingo and stuff like that. So when you see a young woman who's making your same mistakes, you don't let yourself go over to her and talk to her about what you're doing because you've not been able to be accountable in it for your own self yet.
So are you saying the woman is still trying to, I could see that for a younger woman giving a younger woman advice. I'm talking about the woman that's seeing you. Girl, you just getting married. Let me tell you some shit. This is some shit of how marriage is going to go. I'll give you a perfect example as we get into the message. From make me happy to be my foundation. What if somebody would have told you, girl, you're going to have to be that man's mother? Now, that's something that we realize, we joking. I'm actually her father, right?
Mm-hmm.
and she's my mother. That's the thing. The longer you be in a relationship, there's certain things that I don't think about as a man, and there's certain things that she don't think about as a woman. There's a certain mother-father aspect of our relationship. There's a certain brother-sister aspect of our relationship. There's a cousin. There's a friend aspect of our relationship. There's a counselor. There's an advice giver aspect. And what I didn't realize is if somebody would have told me you're going to have to play so many different roles in a relationship, that would have had me like, if somebody would have told me, hey, look, man, and it's funny because as I sit here, everything that I say, if somebody would have told me, men told me, it's crazy because it's just really been all your fault. I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny, but when you think about it, now, let me explain what I mean when I say all her fault. And I'll tell you some things that I realize that as a man, how can I say this? You damn near got to treat a woman like a little girl.
Yeah.
To literally like, and I know it's going to be some women that's going to give some pushback. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask the women what they think. Ladies, what y'all think? Does a man have to treat y'all like a little girl? Because I just know there's no way I've ever told a woman the truth that she didn't flip it back on me or make it seem like there's a reason why she's like that. Like, I feel like you have to, like, say, for example, like, if you, even in our relationship, as blunt as I am, you know, I still treat you like a little girl, right?
Yeah, when it's all said and done. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, like, even though, how do I look? What do I got on? Does this dress look right on me? You have to explain that to a woman. And the woman asking you, do the dress look right on her? Because it don't feel right on her. She just wants you to confirm that you don't mind going out with her and her shit ain't tight.
Or what she looking like.
Yeah. I mean, and tell me that ain't a little girl.
I mean, it is. And it's the thing, when I used to hear you say that, or, you know, once I started to really understand, at first it felt like, damn. But I'm like, that's what I am. I mean, if you don't have a problem with it, and you see, and because that's what this is about. Not having a problem with the things that people are complaining about that are seeming really big in relationships that are not, because we've not been through nothing that was so catastrophic that we needed to not be together. So we still are talking about little pity patty type of things that living with each other every day could fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm seeing now. See, this is where we get into some madness. Okay. This sister Leslie Richardson says, I think it being treated delicately, you know, princess treatment. Yeah, the brother Daryl B. Harris said, in certain instances, you should show some emotional intelligence for the situation, which to me kind of treat her like a little girl. We want our man's approval. She's not asking you to tell her she looks good because she's obviously you don't know. She's asking you to tell her she looks good because you obviously don't compliment her.
Well, no, and here's the thing. I think it's more valuable when somebody give it because that's what they, you know, that they want to give. And I think people not thinking about it from the what you just said. You only ask when you think you're slipping.
Exactly.
So if you're walking around in your bag, you don't really need nobody to like over compliment you. As far as with us, he tell me I'm looking good whenever he wants to tell me I'm looking good. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the day when like I just said, if I come to him like that, then that's that. I mean,
that's the thing about it. Like, I give you a perfect example too.
Oh, she said, well, you said no. She said, oh, that's what you just said. So.
Think about this. Mm-hmm. No one said that one day you're going to look up and your wife is not going to look as good as to you. Your husband's not going to look as good as to you. You're going to go through life and things that go on in life and the way a person's irk your nerves and the way a person can't get their credit score together and the way a person be fucking up money and the way a person can't pay off certain bills and the way a person do this, that, and the other, it's gonna make a motherfucker less attractive to you. I don't understand
with them.
Exactly the conversations that we need to have. There are times that I have looked at my wife and be like, man, I hate this ugly motherfucker, man. Like those feelings that come. And there are times that you've looked at me, right?
I mean, I just be thinking that people be looking at you thinking you so fine, and he is. But I mean, we wake up next to somebody every day, he be a 5.
And the thoughts that you've had about how would my life be without this person?
Yeah, I've had moments
like people don't realize those are thoughts you go through. Some people, the first time a woman have a thought of or a man have a thought of how would my life be without this person, they say this means I ain't happy and I'm supposed to get a divorce.
Yeah,
I linking it to this. I tell this story. I've told this story before. Me as a man, as a little boy, I grew up in a small town and it's a church. Mary Henderson, she was the choir director. She sang. Everybody wanted to go to the show. It was like a fucking show every Saturday and every Wednesday. Me being a little boy, I love women. I used to go to her church, see her sing. I loved the shit so much as a little boy. At 4 years old, I wanted to be like her. I remember lining my motherfucking muscle men up, getting them together, putting them on shoe boxes. I made a choir stand. I put a towel on my head. I put on some high heel shoes and I fucking sang to the fucking dolls and goddamn had my sister in there and I was goddamn directing the choir like Mary Henderson. My mama came in the back, saw me doing it, kicked me in the back, take that goddamn shit off, and she knew exactly what I was doing. You ain't no goddamn choir director. In today's era, if somebody walked in the room and saw a little boy with a towel on his head, with high heel shoes on, singing to the choir, they would sit him down and say, oh, so you want to be a girl? And what if I'd have said, yes, I want to be a girl. Yes, I want to be Mary Henderson. And then my mama said, well, you can be, and you can change your gender. I'm linking this into marriage, into relationships. The first time you looked up and you said, yo, my life could be better if my mate hadn't fucked their credit up. And you feel that animosity that you feel when your life is tied and attached to someone. And then you get up and somebody said, well, you know, you can do better without them on the internet. The first time you go through something, there's going to be times where a man needs to tell his wife, you don't look good. You're losing your attraction. I'm not as hard off you as I used to be. There's a time where a woman needs to tell her man, hey, listen, not only are you not looking good, you're gaining weight and you're snoring and I don't like it. And I ain't, you know what I'm saying? And you're getting titties. And you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
What about the times in relationships where, like I said, we were just looking for the other one to make us happy? And then you have to look at situations where you got to be a friend to each other. We're going to get back into the mother and the father. But when we talking about 50-50, this whole social media conversation, what about being a friend? Who going to do what? Who going to do? People, see what it is. I think when people get with people that they feel unequally yoked, we need to decide who gonna pay what, who gonna do what. I need to know how my life gonna be and know how my shit gonna be because I don't really like this motherfucker. If my wife is at work, I'm her friend. I'm gonna make her something to eat. If I'm at work, she my friend. She gonna make me something to eat. Now, do you get tired of doing shit for your friend?
Of course.
What's one of the things that you do for me out of just true friendship that you know that you would do for a friend that you fucking despise and get tired of? Be real. I almost know you're enough.
Kitchen, after coming to the room and being sent back to the kitchen.
To the kitchen. Okay. Now that ain't what I thought you was gonna say.
What you thought I was gonna say?
I'm gonna be honest. as much as I want my feet rubbed, I would be fucking sick
No,
of
but
that.
that's therapy. No. I see that a little different. I'm gonna put it like this.
Well, break it down.
I get why you would say that, because he does.
Because you don't respond like a friend that wants to do the shit when I ask.
You can't say that.
No, listen, let's be real. Let's be real. Because we having a show.
Yeah,
So you and your feelings.
I am in my feelings.
Okay, so when I ask you to rub my feet, do you always respond? We talking like a friend would.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so that's
like,
the point.
don't stop me right now. I'm doing something, but I'll do it later. You know, type thing.
Okay, I'm not saying you don't do it.
No. I'm saying that's what I'll be telling you. I'll
so
do it
the
later.
point I'm making is that's something that you do for me that you can do begrudgingly sometime, or you feel like this ain't the right time to do it. That's why it made me think that. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, as a dude who's asking for the foot rub, when you do it, it don't always feel like, hey, friend, let's go get some tacos. That's what I mean.
Okay.
When I say do something like you would do it for a friend. When your friend call you and say, hey, girl, let's go do this. Girl, let's go thrifting. Hey, dog, let's go fishing. I'm saying when you in a relationship with a person, there comes a point where y'all are friends and you have to decide to do for them like you would do for a friend, even if you don't want to do it. That's what I mean. Okay. Now, what I'm saying is, when it comes to rubbing my feet every day, I don't feel like a friend saying I got you every day, but you do it every day. So what's my point I'm trying to make to them? What you think?
That we do more. If you treat a person like if you with a person that you feel like is a friend, you'll push past uncomfortable times for them. And no, it doesn't mean
you'll do your duty. You'll do your duty. No one ever told me you have an obligation and a duty to a person in a relationship, regardless of how you fucking feel.
Yeah.
Because my feet is the key to my mental sanity. My feet getting rubbed makes me have mental health clarity. My feet getting rubbed is good for my body. Now, like I said, she don't begrudgingly, hell no. Sometimes I might be like, baby, why you ask me right now? And I'll say, well, baby, when you want me to ask you? Don't I say that
as a conversation?
I said, baby, when you want me to ask you? I asked you when the motherfucker's hurting. Go ahead.
And I was just telling him my perspective on when he does it. Like, of course, if I want to do it, I'm gonna give you all the love and care and attention and but if I'm in the run, if I'm running to do something or ready to sit down and you ask me, I'm gonna do my duty, but I'm not gonna rub it as long or give it all my good energy, right? And so I wanted him to understand what that is when that happens. And he like, well, when do you want me to ask you? Then you up. And I'm like, dag, I was thinking in my mind, I'm about to sit down, and it was just a quick fix. But now it's a quick fix, back then. And not even just now, like I said, women always think, we in trouble or whatever. If he would have tried to have that conversation with me just straight up like that, I'd have been so in my feelings for real. Like,
now watch this. Let me give you a perfect example of when I say you got to treat a woman like a little girl. My response to her was what I would say to my daughter. Now, if my feet hurting, how do I know when is a good time to ask her to rub them? She literally said that and then started detailing to me what would be good times. I don't know that. I have no idea. So I said, Chris, I only ask when it seemed like you ain't busy. She said, I wish you would ask me when I'm more busy or doing this, and this. So I was like, Chris, how can I possibly read your mind to know when it's a good time? But that's the bottom line,
yeah. Like, regardless, what I'm saying, you can't read your mind. But when you said that, I was like, oh, okay.
Now, this is what I was telling her about that situation. Today, I was giving her a hand massage. And as I was giving her hand massage, what was I doing? Explain what you feel like I was doing so they'll get the point.
While you was doing my hand, breathing.
Go no, show them how I was doing your hand.
Going through each finger, pulling it, going through all the.
But what was I doing to make you realize you said something while I was giving you your massage? Do you remember what you said? It's about what you just said about when you give me a massage.
Oh, doing it when you really want to.
This is what she said. I was massaging her hands so motherfucking good and long and good. She said, I can tell you in a vibration that you really want to do this because I could just feel how calm. And I said, I really don't. I'm just doing my duty with everything I got. She said, how you do that? I said, well, in order for me to feel like I'm giving you the smoothest massage, I feel like I'm meditating in my head. As I go up your wrist, I breathe in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, on this finger, I take time with each finger. I count each thing. I'm actually sitting here doing something that I don't want to fucking do right now, but I'm making it my best. And she noticed it. And that's when I said to her, she said, well, you're doing it so good, I can tell. I wish you would always ask me to do it for you when I'm in the right mood. I'm like, how the fuck I know when you ready to be in the mood? That's just like
that beef.
Yeah,
I just forgot that I had came to an understanding like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? But so check this out.
Yeah,
this is the point I'm making. It's like saying, let's make it a more crude example that we know that people get. Like in the past, there may have been a situation where you would give me some head at any time. I can get my dick sucking anytime.
Right now, hold on.
And my wife, I break her off at any time. So we don't rob each other for sex. But it's like she would say, well, if I give you some head now, it won't be as good as it would if I give you some head later. Why did you ask? And I'm like, I want some head now.
But back then, no, and that's been a long time. But back then, like, again, I hadn't come all the way to my new self of just saying, goodness gracious, can a person be a person to do what the fuck they want?
Yeah, like literally be hungry when I want you to be hungry. But what I'm saying is when she would come to me for sex, I'm going all out sweating every time, giving everything I got. Or there's times in a relationship where a woman will tell you, I give you some, but it just be a quickie. I bend over just giving you some. And as a dude, are you going to say no?
Sometimes you have.
Yeah, because you know me. That's just me. I be like, don't give me no mercy, pussy. I want to fuck when you want me. And I want to feel wanted too. Like, I'm not this dude that's just where a woman could, you got to make me feel wanted, just like I got to make you feel wanted. You know what I'm saying? So in a situation, that's what I mean. That's another situation. Somebody should have told me, hey, dude, you going to want to feel wanted sometime. What you mean I'm going to want to feel wanted? I thought a man just get hard and put some spit on his dick and shove it in to be ready. You know what I'm saying? I never knew that I could work a full day and my wife can come to me. I'd be like, go ahead, bitch. Last thing I want is my dick touched. You know, get the fuck off me. You know what I'm saying? And what does that make a woman think? Is he cheating? Is he doing right? Is he doing wrong? Somebody needed to have a conversation about sex drive and how often, and you know what I'm saying?
And I don't want to do it every day anyway. So, you know, as soon as when we got to the point where we had this real conversation about it, that was a bet. Like, I don't have to pretend no more. You know? It's
crazy because these are things in being that friend, being that brother, being that auntie. You might have to be an auntie. There's times that your mate can lose friends and you have to step up your friendship level to her.
Oh, this because he's my best friend. His friends is my friends.
Sometimes I have to tell my wife, hey, I ain't your goddamn friend. I know you done lost some friends. I'm your motherfucking husband, and I will serve as a friend to you at times, but I'm not your friend. That's
But I mean,
you know,
I'm just gonna shoot my shot at friendship in that type of
Exactly.
girlfriendship
Mhm.
in that type of way when I got to.
That's what I mean. I'm not your girlfriend. That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
uh-huh,
Like sometimes you might have to step up and be more of a girlfriend sometime when you see your mate, like you said, that emotional
Mhm.
intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Because
Ooh.
women lose friends behind
Mhm.
relationships. Women normally talk to each other every day, every other day, every 2 days. And now we ain't talking. It's cuss Javon, black ass, or
Mhm.
Fred, da 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 da. And men might not talk for months and be like, yeah, dog, da, da. You know what I'm saying? Or how you see me and my friends interact. And she would ask me, are y'all cool? Are y'all okay?
Yes,
Like
yeah,
men tell each other the truth. We
I'm
say,
like-
oh
I'm
man,
like
go
there.
ahead with that stupid
I'm
shit.
like,
You're
that,
lying
like, no,
again.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. He like, what? You turn around and be like, she telling me don't tell your ass. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Men tell each other the truth.
Yeah.
Men say to each other in front of the friends, in front of the crew, hey man, stop that goddamn line, man. You're always telling lies, and it make a man laugh and joke it off. Yeah, man. Well, I was there. I might have not fucked, but I was there. Or I hit 10. I ain't hit 30. You see what I'm saying? Whereas women in their relationships, I know there's got to be a woman fabricator in every group. It's like in every group, there's a nigga that lie all the time. He walk up and tell a lie. Man, I just saw a car wreck. You be like, you saw a car wreck for the third time this week. You know what I'm saying?
But what's so funny is all women be lying. So like,
yes,
it may not be standing out, and we know that. You know what I'm saying? You know that it's only really one person out of the crew that each person is having certain conversations with.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. It's like two-faced to everyone, but
yeah,
she's like the one that everybody be like, you can tell her and talk to her everything. She's the most two-faced one that wants to hear
but
everybody.
Not even just that, because say she keep all the secrets. I'm saying that you can have a woman that be acting like she messing with dudes and they having fun and all this type of stuff, but it's that one girl that she's crying to about one dude or no dude that know the truth. But what I'm saying is that you have that dynamic within a couple of y'all. So that's why it's so easy, I believe, to like be fake, because everybody know that they're faking, and I think that makes it look different than with men.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying. So, but I think it's also a norm, right? And like, until I really thought about when a woman say, I ain't got no friend, I ain't got no female friends, I only got guy friends. You know, I was thinking in more lines of, you know, because a woman will, you know, fuck your man, but the stuff that women do to each other,
or don't do for each other.
But I'm just saying the way we fuck with each other on the low, but not the low, so much that damn, fucking your man is like the least of it all when you really think about just the everyday shit that women do to each other that we're acting like we're not doing because we're all doing it.
Mike, I got a comment on this. This is funny. Like when he's always lying about me throwing chicken on the streetwalkers in the strip club and we start yelling. Yeah, he know he did this shit. We got kicked out of the strip club.
Oh my God.
Look, this is all I say. I have my version of what I saw happen. He has his version of what he saw happen. All I know is the motherfuckers walked our goddamn ass up out of there. Like, get the fuck up out of here. So,
y'all want to have that talk live one day?
No. But so this is the point that's so amazing.
That's my best friend, Mike.
See, she thinks he's her friend. If me and her broke up, Mike wouldn't talk to her ass ever again.
Me and Mike got a song together. What are you talking about?
So that don't mean nothing.
Mike.
That's what I told you. No friends. Now, when I say no friends, I don't want to make it seem like you don't have friends, because you do have have some friends, but you know what I mean, like your mates that you really lost, your bestest friends. There's a study that says in
only one of those
that after before a year and a half of marriage, a woman loses her maid of honor. Her maid of honor, her friend that's not married, within a year and a half, that's over. They're not friends again. It's something about when another woman get married. But my thing is too, nobody really talks about sex and how there are times where as a dude, I'm like, shit, I don't want it like I used to. She don't want it like I used to. Or when your sex drive is up. Nobody talks about things that go on in relationships where you have to just look at somebody and understand and be like, they tired.
Yeah.
They tired. I'm going to be your friend tonight. I ain't going to want no pussy tonight. I've seen situations where women didn't give men sex and then getting mad because they caught them beating their meat. And literally, now tell me that ain't some little girl shit.
I think that's some little girl
I ain't gonna do it for you. Don't cheat on me. But
some
if
of
I
the
catch you
things
beating
that I
your
done
meat,
heard men say that y'all women out there is doing, I'm surprised they ain't leave you. Just to want to be so control over one person when you're not in control over anybody else.
I think one of the biggest things that need to be said, because it seemed like it's a lot of women issues, but it's really not. I'm trying to figure out some of my issues where I was fucking up. But what women don't seem to realize about this, when men decide we want to be married, we know the woman we want, and we're ready to be married. We're ready to live that life. Women want a wedding a lot of times and not ready to live that life. What would you tell women as a married woman, something that hits you about being married and you realize, I'm not ready to be married. I'm not ready to live this life. I'm not ready for this. Give me 3 things.
I needed to listen. And I want to listen. What? I left my mother's house. That's the last person I've been walking around in life thinking I was gonna have to listen to. Having a pile of clothes that I don't want to fold up and just leave it in the way, right? Do it when I want to do it. Being married, you couldn't do that. You have to be considerate of the person, and letting you wake up how you need to wake up, no matter what level it is.
Now explain the last one.
He gets up earlier than me, and when he gets up, he likes to listen. He likes to sing. He likes to listen to music. And I didn't used to want to be I didn't used to want him to wake me up, so I didn't want him to sing. And I stunted that for a long time because I just wanted to sleep, not considering that this person needs to start their day the way they need to start their day.
Damn, I feel sad listening that you give your list. You gave some things that I wouldn't even thought that would have been on your list.
Oh, well.
I just know as some stuff that you've told me in the past that you said that you didn't realize, having to take this dick often.
Well, we've been talking about. I'm thinking about like real.
No, we're
things.
not. Yeah, we talking about real life.
Yeah.
Like as a woman, I thought that would be something you would say. However, I know there are a lot of women that want to be married and want in-house man and in-house dick, but that dick wants some pussy every day, every other day.
Yeah.
And I just know, I ain't saying that was a problem in our marriage. I just know you have said, like, I need somebody to take some of this dick pressure off me. You know what I'm saying?
I think until you get with someone, of course, with a healthy sex drive, and that's why you said, you have to make sure that you match each other in that type of way. I just wasn't used to rolling over, needing to do it or wanting to do it or fearful at times, like I better do it. You know how we be as women, thinking, let me just do it so I don't be told, so you don't mess with nobody else. Then went through those type of situations. But yeah, that's a lot of pounding that you have to go through as a woman. But not even that. Now I'm being funny. Let me say this. First of all, when you getting to know your body and you're with somebody and you're having sex every day, you could want to, and your body say you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so to have to kind of get back in the game, no, nobody didn't say that. But you do hear women always be like, we don't have sex no more.
Mm-hmm.
As you get older down the line, like two people be together. That.
Just something that I realized that being married that I didn't think I was ready for. Let me think.
Nothing.
One of the things I just never thought I would have to explain every goddamn thing 100
I can see that.
times. I just didn't think that I would get so much pushback on the smallest subjects.
Yeah.
I did not know. I would never have thought that, man, you can't say nothing to a woman about making a mistake. And and this is the thing. It's not just you. I was married before you, and every woman I've ever dealt with, it's like, if you put too much icing on the cake, baby, the cake is real icing-y. Or say, for example, a cupcake. Did you like my cupcake? Yeah, it was just a little bit too much icing. I'll never make a cupcake ever again for you because you didn't like this one. Not next time. Baby, next time I'll put a little less icing. I'll never make a cupcake ever again because I don't ever want to be in a position where you made a mistake. I actually want you to say or feel like I put the exact goddamn amount of icing on it that you would like perfectly want.
People that we care how they see us, really. So I don't know, but this is the thing. I don't think like I said, I think women do that to each other, and I be telling you that. And it's just that when you got a man, it's just that it's just right there like this. Mm-hmm. You know, that's why women will say, I don't got no friends. I don't fuck with her, because they'll stop fucking with each other way faster than the man to stop fucking with a woman. A woman will stop being a woman friend for those type of same things that we're telling men to overlook on us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so,
and Leslie says it again, we want your approval. Let's talk about communication, something that I didn't realize in marriage with communication. Tell the story, if you can, of like something that hit you hard. Because we live, I want them to know how tight we are, but I also want them to know certain stories. And that if I said tell it live, if you can remember when you asked me about calling you and shit, tell that story.
Oh, and I asked you if you missed me.
Yeah, well, tell the story. Set it up of why you would ask and how you would want to feel all this, so people can see that this is a situation in marriage.
Because he would go all day and not call me, like, you know, and so, or I might send him a text. He might not open it, or, you know, or text me back real fast or something like that. And so I asked him about it. Like, why does he do that? Like, don't you miss me during the day? And he's like, no, I don't miss you. He was like, I'm doing what I got to do. I'm coming home. When I come home, it's all about you. But when I'm in my day, I'm in my day. He was like, I know you don't miss me all day. You only miss me at that very moment when you want to come, you know, ask me something about something. And I was, but
that was a big deal, a big thing. Like, it took a while for you to rebound and
because let me say this is me telling it to you in hindsight. But back then, like, I really felt like he didn't care about me because of that. I'm like, who says that to somebody? When you step outside of the moment, and I said to myself, I don't miss him all day. I actually was damn shimmying just over there not too long ago. So I know I won't think about him when I was over there shimmying. You know what I'm saying? I had to just be real. So when people think, like, on a side note, that I just like tag along with you, like when he explains something to me, he's a great communicator. I always understand. It might take an hour conversation, but I always understood, and I wanted to just grow as a human being, to just be more of a friend to a person. Like I wanted to be. I
think one of the biggest issues is women have a hard time admitting their flaws. Mm-hmm. So it's like, as we sit here,
nobody been checking us.
Yeah, as we sit here and talk, you know, I've had women in the past say, when we do a podcast together, whenever, it's like Chris always wrong. Chris always wrong. No, Chris can say anything or ask me any question where I was wrong or where I was fucked up. I be trying to think of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I think what one of the biggest issues is, I mean, how can I say this without seeming Man, women treat kids in a way that men don't treat kids. We ain't even got to go fuck men. How women treat each other and how women treat children and behave around children.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a man doing the Kevin Hart shaking his dick around a kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that joke was so fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
Men don't shake dicks in front of kids. Women twerk in front of kids, pat pussy pants in front of kids, and grandma get out there, go ahead.
Yeah.
And they encourage the little girls, go Shay Shay. You know what I'm saying? There's a level of immorality. There's a level of just of not giving a fuckness that women have. I've never seen men in my family or when I go other places, I've never seen men talk to children like women talk to children.
Well, like I said, that's why I told you what you think is just men doing to women is women being women. And the things that you, first of all, if you got a can't help itness about, you know, every woman has that, but you only get territorial and maybe more conniving and manipulative when you trying to hold on to this person that for whatever you feel is better than you or yours, or, you know,
this is mine.
It's your toy, right? And we not told enough that when we get it, that it don't belong to us, even though you know you might have to share it. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to feel like it's not yours to control, which is so immature because it's a whole person. So yeah, I wanted to say something about us, the busybodiness that we have as women to each other.
Explain what you mean when you say busybody.
Just always jumping into something. We always got somebody to call to tell something. We always know somebody. We always trying to fix something. We just always in the mix of something. When you get with a man, that's just that mama.
Yeah.
You get them? So
yeah.
And once you mama somebody, you don't necessarily want to turn around and have sex.
Mm-hmm.
So it backfires in that way. But
it's crazy because, like you said, with being that busybody, it's like I said, you play so many roles because as a man, I'll look at you, like I said earlier, and get my paycheck, give it to you, let you manage the money because you manage money better than me. And it be situations where when I want to spend a nice amount of money, I'm like, don't tell me what the fuck to spend. I listen to about the small shit, but when I want to spend what the fuck I want to spend, fuck all that you my mama shit. That bitch, you better give me some fucking money.
And I don't be liking that,
yeah,
but I understand it. That's what I'm saying. When we talking about, this is all about duty, right? And through all the conversation, all the things that I have done, and the things that you have done that maybe don't matter. Maybe I don't deem those things that I don't like as things that were detrimental.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't really say, that's why I don't talk about it like that's like not a thing. But when I look back on who I was, how I was, and how I still am at moments, you know what I'm saying? It's emotionally driven. And when you being emotionally driven, there is no good outcome of being emotional. So a man being rational is always the best way because he is at least considering all outcomes.
Would you say that y'all are not really emotional? Remember, I used to always tell you, you're not emotional. You're trying to trick me with your emotions.
Oh, I mean, when you say that, of course, for the most part, I understand that that's not being irrational. I don't know, rational versus irrational. That's just how I'm saying, like not thinking through, selfishly driven, or, you know, so you want what you want, so you never consider, you know, so that's typically not how a man moves unless, you know, you've been raised by a bitch type of thing. So maybe you are. So
let me ask you this. How do you feel, or tell them what I would say whenever you cried?
Oh, you don't believe it. You don't believe it. I used to be so mad.
But explain it. Let's talk about that, because people need to understand this. Like, and when you used to cry, right? Mm-hmm. Tell them what I would say.
You don't believe that shit? Because when your grandma said that real women cry.
Women show their real
real
emotions by themselves in private. A woman go cry by herself when she can't feed her children. A woman cry by herself, but when the shit she can't help. A woman don't cry to a man. But look, talk about that for a second. When you would cry, why you would cry, and do you believe that's the truth based on the person that you are?
I mean, I think it is a physiological representation of flight because I perceive that something is not going my way, so that it's like some sort of threat. But I think that I know that we're aware of what we're. So my job is to figure out a way to get away, which is the manipulation.
Trick me. Yeah. And that's what nobody never understood that people need to talk about. It's a natural thing. Nobody taught me that. Now, that's something my grandfather never taught me. A woman has to use her words and manipulation to trick you into getting her way because she can't forcefully assert her authority on you. As a man, I can say, give me that goddamn bank card. You don't tell me how much money I done put in this goddamn account. You don't tell me not to spend no goddamn money. Give me that goddamn bank card. But she can't physically put her authority on me. So if I want to spend the money and she say no, I say, Chris, give me the bank card. She's going to figure out a way to say, well, you know, we were supposed to be going here Tuesday. And if we do this Tuesday, we ain't going to have money for this. And that'll make me, she's going to have to talk. She's going to, no, listen, I'm serious. That's something that people need to understand. Men, it ain't just happening to you. Every man is being done like this. This is what women have to. Men don't do that because men can fight over it. Motherfucker, give me that goddamn shit. You got your motherfucking mind, nigga. That's my. Men can fight over it with no issue. Women have to what's called disseminate. So as a man, I had to understand. Okay, she's fake crying. But she's fake crying because for a reason. Whereas I used to say, man, fuck that motherfucking crying. Come to me when you're ready to talk real because I don't believe no motherfucking crying because I know you're trying to fucking get your way.
My feelings was really hurt to myself anyway, even if I made them. But I mean, you know, just the little show and dance that we might do. It's the tantrum. You know, I mean, it's the tantrum.
It's a real temper tantrum.
Until I had a real relationship, and really not that because I've had long relationships before, you know, Jay and I got together, but until marriage, right? It didn't matter. Like nobody was telling me. I always say, you don't always say, man, even if you don't like the woman, your responsibility as a man is to tell her, check her, stop her. So when the man finds his wife, she don't destroy the shit because she just ain't been being checked, especially when you growing up in these single mother homes without seeing a woman and a man just interact. And if you saw that, you wouldn't think that when a man disapproves, right, that means that your whole world is about to come crumbling down.
Nobody never told us about vulnerability. This is where it's going to get vulnerable even now in this conversation on the live. Nobody taught us that when you first start liking each other, you can lovey-dovey and blah, 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 blah. But the longer you go into the relationship and what we call and perceive scars and bruises not getting that way, nobody never told me that you'll get to the point where you feel shy to see your woman happy or feel shy for your woman to make you happy. Or when your woman or mate get to the point where they wanna, you get to a point where you lose the, what am I trying to say?
Shy.
the want to kiss each other, and it gets to a point where it's kind of like, well, we done been through so much. Now I want to get a kiss again because we done overcame this hump, but I'm kind of shy to do it. That level of vulnerability. You know what I'm saying?
You done said some shit about you in my mind, and now I really, 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 really like you, you know, and want to get up underneath you, and it just makes you feel like
And then me being honest, like, I don't want you under me right now. Or the times that you have to do that and be honest. I don't want you under me right now. You know what I'm saying? And there's always been a situation when I said, like, little girls, nobody wants, and this is one of the biggest issue. Women don't sit around and tell the truth. Now, women will get together and have a conference and everybody fucking cry with Iyanla Vanzant, but nobody leaves chains. So when I say the truth about situations, how can I say this? Level of vulnerability of your past, what you have to offer and not have to offer for somebody. Give you a perfect example right here on this live. When my mom passed, she didn't have nothing to offer me. And I didn't know how to ask for to be consoled. I was hurt than a motherfucker. But as a man, I felt like I didn't need to show how hurt I was for some reason. And I blamed it on her in my mind because I wanted her to come to me and say, hug me and say, I understand, and rub and do some of that emotional shit you've been faking your whole life. No, I'm serious right now. If you can't cry when my motherfucking mama dead, then I don't believe that other motherfucking bullshit. And this is a live moment. You see what I'm saying? Of being vulnerable. We always bring y'all the truth. So as a person, I was sitting back like, I need this woman to do something to show me that I can be vulnerable and break down crying. And I know she was just looking at me saying, well, what was you saying?
He was acting so strong, and that's when you misread when just somebody being honest about the dynamics of the relationship. And I was just like, he don't need me to do that. However, though, when you do what you need to do for a friend, you still go and you wait to be rejected, and you let the friend reject you. So I still know that I still feel like I should have did more in other situations. I think that I would have, but this was something that, Now
this is the thing.
And really, let me say this. And I think, and going and thinking about it in real time, it's like, we think about how we're going to feel about the thing that's happening. And so me going to him to address that I was going to have to feel something to be vulnerable in there with him. And I wasn't like that.
Now, we talked about this afterwards because I was honest with her. But what I discovered was this, and it's what I've been saying all along. Women aren't emotional. Women will do any and everything on this earth to not feel how the fucking emotion feels. That's all that is.
That's the hysteria.
That's it. Women aren't emotional. When a woman is crying in front of you, she's crying to make you not make her feel the anger that you feel for her fucking up. She wants to hug like a little kid. She wants to draw you a picture 2 minutes later to fix it. So let me explain. When we talked about it, this is a real vulnerable space. I literally was saying to them, and it was dumb of me. It was dumb of me, which I should have been a man and say, hey, look, I'm fucked up right now, and I ain't never broke down in front of nobody like this. So I'm going to break down in front of you, and whatever happened. But I realized what she was doing and what I was doing was we both was trying to avoid how it feel. Now, me being the one whose mama was dead, I'm thinking, oh, if women are emotional and got so much love and compassion, she would come to me. However, I realized throughout the conversation, because she said, because I was seeming strong, she didn't want to come to me and say, are you okay? What you need? Because she thought I was going to be like, I'm okay. Goddamn it, I ain't fucked up behind this shit. So that's just when I showed her, you don't have the emotions you saying you have. You're trying to hide these emotions.
Yeah.
And what women don't realize is when a man confronts a situation and tries to correct it, he's dealing with how that shit makes him feel head on. It's real life. That's why men can be friends forever and don't need to talk to each other, because men sit down and they deal with that emotion. And that's one of the
do something together.
That's one of the biggest things. One of the biggest things I realized in the situation. Let me see. Let me go ahead. Let me.
That is so. Yeah. So I mean, I know even when he's I'm just piggybacking off of what he said with people may feel like it's always put Chris on the hot seat. We always been talking about what Chris been doing, and it's good because a lot of women have found themselves through our conversations, and this was the conversation that nobody gave me ever. Fuck marriage, ever, you know. And I'm willing to be a person that talks about it in order for people to get the opportunity to hear some type of wisdom that's not being passed down no more. And there's not enough healthy relationships for people to mirror, model what it looks like. So
I think what women don't realize openly, there's a lack of male leadership in the Black community. The fathers been gone, the mamas ain't been gone, the grandmas ain't been gone, the fathers, the uncles, the grand. So there's a lack of male leadership in the Black community. There's not a lack of female leadership in the Black community. So it's always going to look like the woman is on the hot seat, or the one, because the woman has not been led. A woman has to get fucked over by 10 guys so she even realize what a fucking decent person is. A man and been taught from a little boy, that's a heifer, that's a floozy, that's a slut bitch. You fuck them, you pay for them, you fuck them. These are women you marry. So men have been taught by women, and then down to the simplicity of this. The men are the fucking leaders. Men are leaders. We wouldn't be together if we was up here talking about where I was fucked up at. The relationship would have been destroyed. I'd have left this motherfucker.
I couldn't make him go with me, so I can't make him stay. Right? That's crazy. That's crazy. See, I can leave.
Leslie said, I think when someone cares enough to correct you, that's valuable. That's love. And see, that's what it is. A lot of women don't understand this. And women, this is why a lot of women are always going to be single. When a woman and I want you to explain this, and this is what I know. When a woman finally find a man that she really likes, that really treats her well, this is her first time being corrected or shifted by a man. Because when a man just fucking you, he don't give a fuck. He ain't gonna tell you about your flaws or nothing. He want to fuck. He over there Tuesday night. He don't give a fuck. Like she said earlier, she would take her clothes out the washing machine and dry them and throw them in the corner. He gonna look over that shit. He just want to fuck up, step over the clothes. I don't give a fuck if it's a dead body in the goddamn corner. He want to fuck. I'm trying to make a life with this woman. So when I see that the first day, I'm horny. I want to fuck, but then I say, hey, what's up with them goddamn clothes in the corner? Oh, that's just, I ain't the type of nigga that's gonna fuck around no goddamn clothes in the corner. Like, I'm saying, why you gotta mess up the moment? Bitch, I'm considering marrying you. I'm not gonna be married to a bitch with clothes on the fucking floor. You see what I'm saying? That's what women don't understand. So what's happening is this. Women get afraid of a man that they really like, because they say he trying to change me, he trying to control me. No, he's molding you. Pick that shit up if you want me to be your man. You know what I'm saying?
And it was my little pal. It was my little pal. You know, you straighten up before you have company and stuff. So I thought I could get away with it, but I couldn't. But that's what people don't go ahead. Yeah, like
but respond to that about how women get fearful, and what you said to me, how you gonna lose yourself, and it's really a woman saying, I done found a motherfucker I want enough to listen to. I never thought I would have had this. Everybody else I had, I knew I didn't need. I could break up with that motherfucker tomorrow. Now I got a motherfucker I want to keep. and this
Yeah.
motherfucker is telling me what to do, and I'm gonna do it, and it don't feel right. And that's we gonna clip that. Women need to.
That's what it is.
And see, most women, when they see a woman say the word submit, they so afraid to submit because you ain't gonna submit to Larry. Larry ain't never done nothing. Larry ain't no good man. So submit is such a scary word to women because why? Same way submit is scary to women, commit is scary to men. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a man is saying, hey, if I commit to you, I'm saying I'm all in just for you. You see what I'm saying? For a woman to submit, she's saying I'm all in and I'm doing what you want. That's the problem. But the issue is nobody's telling the truth. You're going to be afraid. This is the first time. You ain't listened to nobody since you left your mama house. You got a baby. You went to college. I'm a AKA. I'm a Delta. I done did all this shit on my own. I don't know. Now all of a sudden somebody say, hey, I don't like that. And you just like, damn. Yeah. He don't like these fucking red elephants everywhere. I told the Delta bitch I was considering the bitch. I said, man, I don't like these goddamn fucking elephants. Oh, gold elephants is elephants. Why you come? Bitch, I don't like these goddamn elephants everywhere. And you don't want me to smoke in your house. Before I know it, I'm kicking elephants over, smoking in that bitch house. She like me. She gonna let me do some shit.
And that's how people don't get. If you've never felt it, then maybe that's why you don't understand. Right? That's what you're looking for. You know, so they just got us tricked by television, but we don't never know nobody in real life that even is doing the things that we are walking around looking for somebody to do. But I thought today he gonna make you feel, if you really like him, he gonna make you feel like a little girl. And see, the sister said, I don't want no man to make me feel like no little girl. If you really like him, you're gonna feel like a little girl in his presence. You're gonna feel safe. My wife, tell him what I'm finna say. If you can read me, if I say, if you really like a man, you're gonna feel like a little girl. You'll feel safe at all the time in his presence. What's the story I'm finna tell? The safe in his presence? Yeah. A woman turn their brain off when they with a man that she like walking and there you go. Tell a story. Tell a story. It's like you want to make a decision. Like I want him to I want him to pick what I'm gonna eat. No. You was about to start a story. What them walking on the walking. There you go. Oh, yeah. My wife be liking to get hit by cars when she with me. She's so with me in the fucking parking lot. In the parking lot, in the neighborhood. I'm following. She's so with her husband. Her brain turns off. She thinks that I got her to the point of if I get out the car, she just start walking. She don't look where she go. Hey, quick, I got to grab her. She's so comfortable. What else I gonna say? If a woman is comfortable with a man, she cares about her protection. If I call my wife, if I had a fucking TV show, call somebody who you know ain't gonna answer for $1 billion. This is my TV show. This is what I want to do for men. And this is what women don't understand. This is what I want to do for men. Hey, this is a TV show. We call it $1 million phone call. People, we on this show, what you do is call somebody that you know ain't gonna answer the goddamn phone. Oh, let me call my wife. I know good and goddamn well she ain't gonna answer the phone. Why? Because to her phone is to call me for help. She don't think a man could ever be in dire straits. Now I do. So that's something I've been working on for years. Chris, turn your goddamn phone on. And I called 10 times, and every time. And this is something I got to get better at. I be having some busybody shit to do. And when he leave and he's not my focus of my point of attraction is gone. He's went somewhere. So now I'm on to the next thing, and I mean, but I get it every time he's had to. And I'm gonna tell you where this is my flaw at. This is my flaw. This is my flaw. Back in the day, there wasn't a man ain't had no phone, so he couldn't call back to the house So for no shit he think he need, no different than she couldn't call and look for you.
But this is the same person talking about why you don't call me during the day.
That was a long time ago. I don't ask
the
that.
The point I'm
anymore.
making is whenever somebody has an issue with something, it's because they don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's impossible. But it's a certain situation where me growing as a man having to grow and not cussing her goddamn ass out. That I had to grow into that. Because I done called you 10 times and text you 5 times. I grew up by a single mother. I'm mad. I'm figuring out what I'm going to say to you. Bitch, answer your goddamn phone. What the hell wrong with you? I'm thinking mad and flaming mad. And as I got older, I would be like, you know, that shit fucks with my blood pressure. It's some shit you got to learn to deal with for yourself. Like literally.
And I could argue back and keep explaining. And at first I used to.
She would explain
I'm
to
not
me.
saying shit.
Yesterday when I was at the meeting, I had turned it on silent.
And I don't say nothing now because guess what?
My wife literally, I promise you, and I used to always tell women, I would say, you know, y'all would explain away everything. Phone ain't on, I done called 15 times. And my wife would say some shit like, you know what? Today could be fucking Thursday. Tuesday, when I left the meeting, I turned my ringer off because this, and then I didn't turn it back on because Wednesday morning, and I'll sit there and listen to that shit. And I just would be like, oh. But then I realized my blood pressure, if I start my blood pressure, I can't deal with no more.
And I don't even want to do all that explaining because first of all, when some of that explanation is actually true and it's perceived as a lie, I'd rather to just not even.
It's not
say
being perceived as a lie. It's like, why are you telling me all this shit when you just wrong? You dead fucking wrong.
Yeah, well,
see, this
is not
the thing.
Appreciated no way. So you not as well just standing and just.
This
it
is the thing.
Have to be that big.
Boys and girls have been treated differently, and that affects you in marriage. Your childhood affects your adulthood. We are simply just grown children. So boys in our relationship, Chris would want me to do more when I'm in trouble. Oh, yo, she want to get me in trouble because I never really fuck up. My wife be looking for me to make a mistake. That's something that she didn't ever want to admit. But a woman, they like, it's I don't know what. Break that down for them real quick, and then I'm gonna analyze that.
Because you be tired of being somebody telling you something like, because we're looking at it like somebody is picking and poking at us, always showing us, telling us what, you know what I'm saying? Not just simply, first of all, some of it is just mere suggestion, you know, trying to see where your head is at. But, you know, you could just be asking me a question. I might have just took it out of context. So,
thinking you in trouble.
Yeah, always.
I would tell my wife, you're grown. I'm just coming to talk to you. You're not in trouble.
And
you're
when you
grown.
say that, and then the thing is, in the thinking in trouble is just like, what you guys say? Just having your guard up every time somebody is saying something. And I don't know if I've been like that or if I just got like that when I got with Jay, because nobody's ever said it to me.
They ain't care.
So again, if you're saying, well, this is what men are, a real man, if he cares, he will tell you, right? There's a lot of men that's not saying anything to the women, but they're saying they care. And then next thing you know, you broke up and you didn't know why. So I appreciate the opportunity to be able to like salvage, you know, and say, am I being a good friend to anybody I would do this to? Am I being the best mother to my boys? Am I communicating with them effectively? You know, what does that look like? Like I started to look around me at my own behavior as a person with other people. And I got to see that this is like, I wouldn't want to be like that to nobody.
It's sickening. And not only is it sickening, I created a class called Barriers and Bubbles for Mental Health Clarity. We're going to start back doing it because women need it. I know it's got to be goddamn. I would say to my wife, I would be like, yo, I know that's got to be miserable walking around trying to be perfect and be happy and trying not to make a motherfucking mistake. I'm like, you're grown. I'm just coming to you showing that you left the oven on. I'm just showing you left the oven on. I turned it off. You're not in trouble. I'm just reminding you, and then it will be an excuse and a reason, and maybe one of the kids that ain't been here in a week left it on before they left. And I would just be like, you're not in trouble. And I think some of that has to do with men and women are raised different. As a little boy, you can do some shit, slap, and that won't even mean, don't worry about it, goddamn it, you're going to do something in a minute. Whereas a woman could get fussed at or get in trouble as a little girl, and after she get fussed at, oh, it's okay, daddy made that, mom, and it's such a walking around like it's gotta be and this is the thing, women, I promise you this. Let me say this, dear black women, I'm gonna clip this. Dear black women, you are the most loving, caring, nurturing, sacrificial women on this planet. You will give your all. You will see potential in a man. You will sign him a lawnmower in your name. You will put him on insurance. You will help him start a business. You will go all out. But you cannot admit your flaws. And that's the reason you cannot be stand by anybody on this fucking earth. It's so hard to fucking deal with a grown ass person that can't admit a simple fucking mistake. And I would tell my wife, all that you do for me and everything that you do and how sweet and loving and caring you are, it makes you look so bad when you sitting here crying because you left the oven on and you don't want to admit it. How can I feel loved by someone that can't admit a flaw? And it's like, look at how much y'all do. Grandma will take in the kids. Grandma will take in the cousins' kids, put some extra water in the soup and feed everybody. Grandma will break her back for the family. But you can't tell grandma she wrong and it make you can't stand her motherfucking ass. What's up with that, man?
I don't know. It's just what it is.
I promise you.
I just
if
think
you don't have a man,
everybody, we all walking around acting like that. And so
if you don't have a man, I promise you, it's because of one thing. You lack communication skills. And that lacking of communication skills simply means you really don't want to feel how an emotion really feels. You don't want to feel how an emotion really feels. A woman will have a baby to spite a man because she don't want to know how it feel to say this man won. He beat you.
Yeah.
You gave him that pussy raw and he don't want to go with you. Now eat that feeling. He don't want you. She'll have a baby to win. A woman don't want to care about what's right. She wants to win. A woman will destroy her own life, her own existence before she said, hey, we both made a mistake.
Yeah.
A woman will abort a baby and deal with misery her entire life. A woman will make a decision that will affect the rest of her life because she don't want to feel how this thing really motherfucking feel. And that's why women don't make good relationship partners and they don't make good friends, because women don't want to feel for real. Women game and do everything they need to do other than feel how this shit feel. When I told my wife, I don't miss you during the day. You're 40 years old. You were alive when cell phones didn't exist.
Yeah.
You have called the phone number and it was busy several times, and you've called the operator and said, operator, I want to do emergency breakthrough. I want to see, you know how it feels not to have 24-hour access to a person. You faking and you trying to make me feel bad about it, and I don't miss you during the motherfucking day. It ain't been but 8 hours. Now eat that. Oh, she crying like a motherfucker. Crying. And that right there, if I would have let this woman keep faking me out like that, we'd have been divorced. We'd have been divorced. See, a man that's going to let you do him like that, he don't love you. He don't care about you. I don't be missing you, and you don't be missing me. Let's stop acting like that.
Yeah.
Let's stop faking each other out. Let's stop putting Hollywood and Disney World. Excuse me. Let's stop putting Hollywood. Go ahead. Let me take a sip. Putting Hollywood and Disney World on regular black folks.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Expectation of what we think a relationship should be. And I think we created and put the standards up too high for us to, us to meet. And then it self-sabotages the relationship. So,
what's an example of you bringing TV into our marriage? See, can you think of that? You were saying the expectations.
Oh, being Claire Huxtable.
Oh, yeah. My wife, the first time we had a little skirmish, we got into a little skirmish, and I went to lay down. My wife came in the living room with a pillow and the covers, like TV show. I looked at her. I said, what's that for? She said, you're sleeping on the couch tonight.
I be trying it.
I said, you asleep on the motherfucking couch before I sleep on the couch. I ain't sleeping on the couch, no goddamn house. I pay rent in, mortgage in. And then I said, let me ask you something, which was a real question. I said, what make you think I supposed to sleep on the couch? Because we had a disagreement. What you say?
That's Claire made Cliff.
I saw this shit on the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
See what I mean about the expectations that we bring into situations?
Yeah.
Or the expectations that me having a wife who works just like me, I can't expect this woman to do all the cooking, all the cleaning, and all the babying. I got to do some shit too. This is not the same world we used to live in. That granddaddy come home from work, kick his shoes off, and don't do a motherfucking thing. That's because grandma been home all day. But grandma was at home all day as a busybody. People don't realize when granddaddy leave in the morning, she said, what you want to eat for dinner? He said, pork chops. That meant killing a pig. Killing him, bleeding him, boiling him, gutting him, getting the ham off the motherfucker. You got to do all that in one day. By the time he come home, he got pork chops.
Look,
she ain't got to pay a goddamn thing. She just killed a hog and made this man pork chops from scratch.
And if he'd have called her while he was out, she would not have been able to answer because her hands would be bloody.
And grandma won't worry about where granddaddy at. Granddaddy get off work at 6:30. If he home by 7 every day, grandma ain't worried. And about 7:15, grandma said, goddamn, where your granddaddy at? She might get a little word. And then she gonna wait to 7:30 because he might have stopped and fucked Lucille on the way. So she ain't worried about 7:45. then she kids get in the car. She leave with the shotgun because she know her husband be home. And ain't that one of the things I've always done?
Oh yeah, you be home.
In our relationship. One thing, I'm never out of place. Never out of place. That's something my granddaddy taught me. That's something that I would teach me, and don't never be out of place. If you gonna fuck, meet the bitch at the gym in the morning, fuck in the parking lot at the gym. You know, I see a lot of that happening in the gym in the morning. Women, I'm telling you, when women be going to the gym with all this good shit, you know how many times I see in the morning where a man and a woman will pull up, the woman get out of her car and get out of the man's car, get back in her car and pull off. And that woman cheating in the morning, fucking. That's a woman's number one thing. I'm giving y'all some game, fellas. Yo, bitch ain't going to the gym like that in the morning and all that good shit. She fucking. You ain't ever did that, have you?
Nope.
So what I'm saying is I see that shit all the time. So I'm joking and I'm laughing, but it's just a situation where men and women in a relationship, you're going to play so many different roles for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're going to have to play second fiddle. Sometimes you're going to be jealous. There are times that I've been jealous of my wife in a relationship. There's times that I've seen her accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? People don't say that you get to the point over time, you get to the point where it's not about you need that person to make you happy. You need that person as your foundation. Mm-hmm. You wait. The happiness is knowing. Mm-hmm. What makes me happy is knowing. I don't need Chris to cook, clean, fuck, Ain't nothing specific. I just know. It's like the sun. If I was in a car wreck, get Chris here. Yeah, my leg's gone. Once I see her, I'm going to smile. That's what people don't understand. It's a real relationship. You're not going to have that if you can't communicate.
Mm-hmm. And the truths that you have told me along the way is why I can enjoy what it feels like to experience that. Mm-hmm. Because I don't have that internal conversation that women have in their heads talking about what's not right. You know what I'm saying? I can appreciate it.
Look, a minute and 30 seconds on time. Family, we're going to get out of here. We'll talk back to y'all next week. We love y'all. Be good. Choo, 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 choo.